Welcome back, my mutant children. This is Streebo here with you from mutantville.com. Today on our Streeborama vlog, I thought I'd do a little discussion on some of my favorite cover art from over the years, whether that be books, DVDs, poster one-sheets, what have you. Actually, I'm going to limit it now because I could probably talk about this for hours and hours on end. So I'm going to show you 5 of my favorite pieces of cover art from over the years. But before I do that, I'm going to show you, just give you a few examples, because I love the way that a good movie poster or a cover, in this case it's a VHS cover, but I believe this was a poster at one time, can just kind of tell you the whole story and really entice you with what's going on. Apparently my webcam is not going to focus on that no matter how close I put it to the camera. And here, this is just kind of a tableau, a peek into the life of James Bond there. Shows some of his awesome gadgets. One of my favorites as a kid, I'll just throw that on the floor, was actually for Dreamscape. Here I've got the clamshell. I pulled the cover out for you, because this was back when movie marketers, the marketing department, they weren't afraid to just lie to you, just bald-faced lie. Although I love this movie and I love this poster. The poster, it shows all these things that happen in it, but it kind of makes it out to be something it's really not. It makes it look more like an Indiana Jones-esque movie, and they've got the little kid over here, and he's really a tertiary character at best. But it gives you all these little glimpses here in this collage. The snake monster and Billy with his nunchucks and all that kind of stuff. And another favorite as a kid was the cover for Nightmare on Elm Street 3. I remember seeing this as a full-size stand-up in the theaters back in the day. And, nowadays, if you don't have that VHS, you'll never see that cover again. This is the DVD. I don't know what the Blu Ray looks like. I don't remember. I think it has Nightmare 2 and 3 on it. But, here you can see the collage approach, but it's just watered down. It has none of the feel or tone of this original nightmarish image, that has a touch of surreality to it all. But the thing is that it brings up questions. It makes you want to know what's going on. We've kind of devolved to the sea of faces in movie posters nowadays. Here you can see the problem, full on. It's just Stallone, real big name, Stallone, real big face. At best, at least they showed him in the rain. They tried to give it a little bit of a tone or atmosphere, but no real story or questions or promises made on that cover. Same thing with the Expendables. You can really see it played out. I mean, this could be anything. It just has all these guys in it. It could be, Guys Night at the Gay Club, for all we know. It could say anything up there. And somebody's going to get mad about that, I'm sure. But anyway, all right, without further ado, I'm going to show you my 5. Empire Strikes Back by Roger Castell. I had several versions of this poster in my room over the years. I wish I had it now. I won't lie. And you won't see this on the DVDs or Blu Rays, but this is one of my favorite versions. It's just a classic collage cover with all the tableaus from the movie, all the different scenes, and just brings you everything, and you've got Darth Vader looming over it all in here. It just encapsulates the movie in one image, makes you want to see it. Here's one from a book, from Conan #1 by Robert E. Howard, a classic cover by Frank Frazetta. It's just figures brimming with power, rippling muscles, the gorilla in the cape. Just great image there. Here's another one from a book, Pierce Anthony's On a Pale Horse, from the Incarnations of Immortality, which I've never read, but I picked this up because I love this cover. I'm going to read it one day, and I'm going to read it just because of this cover. I don't know anything about it, but I love the idea. I love that it shows you what essentially looks like a hooded skeletal figure, which I'm assuming is Death, of course, due to the title, On a Pale Horse, behind the steering wheel of a Corvette, and it just presents this outrageous possibility right there on the cover, and it just totally draws me in anyway. Here's one of my all-time favorites, Halloween 3, just a great creepy cover. You know, I actually think this cover is better than the movie itself, though I do like the movie. It has its quirky charm and sensibility, and it is creepy in some spots. But this just does it all. It gives you a tone and an atmosphere. It looks like if you saw this on television, you would think the aspect ratio was off, like it had been squashed. Like it seemed like that was a cinematic technique in the 70s where whenever the credits would roll, they would crush the aspect ratio for some reason. I don't know why that was, but I always liked it. I was like, to me, it just signaled the end of the story. It's kind of like the curtain coming down. It's like, oh, well, everybody's squashed. The aspect ratio is off. Must mean it's the end of the story. I also have that same cover, slightly altered, for the book tie-in version, The Night No One Comes Home. But slightly altered, same thing, same feel, same tone. And the last one is Invisibles number 22. This is from Volume 2, where if you're not familiar with the work of Grant Morrison, I always recommend that people start with Volume 2. It's much more easily accessible and digestible. But this cover, it just represents so many things to me. It's got thematic resonance. You know, it's not a great creepy design, you know, something like Halloween 3 or whatever, but thematically, it's just a cool work of art. You know, you've got all the Invisibles working here together, you know, pushing down the plunger on a bomb, and that bomb happens to be the world in the square shape, and there's just so many things at play here. You know, you've got the forces of chaos against the forces of order, and all these things. So there you go. So my question to you today is, what are some of your favorite covers? Or if you prefer, what are your favorite posters, one sheets, book designs, DVD cases, Blu Ray cases? I don't care. Comic books, whatever. You can see, you know, behind me, I've got more behind me. I love this stuff. It's all part of storytelling. It's all part of what we love. That's why I'm here today talking to you. Okay, this is Streebo. Find me on Twitter at JTMCROBERTS. And of course, you can find us every day at the MVP blog at mutantville.com. We'll see you there.